Times have changed and much is true. The world can feel upside down. Camp will always be there for you. We will always be around. We've got weather, sports, trivia, and shorts. And there's so much more that we've got in store. On Boogie Bucket of Sugar Grove. Boogie Bucket of Sugar Grove. Boogie Bucket of Sugar Grove. Boogie Bucket of Sugar Grove.
Good morning, everybody. I am Josh Polster.
And I'm Eliza Makovsky.
And this is
Boker Tov Sugar Grove.
Today is Wednesday, July 7th.
Nope. July 8th.
July 8th. You are correct. I am incorrect. I'm bad at sequential days. It's July 8th. Still the 16th of Tammuz, though. That's correct. And it's not color war anymore. That was yesterday. Come on, keep up, people. Today on the show, we'll be giving you all the updates on today's non-color related challenges, Chugim, news. We're going to hear from your favorite guest hosts, along with another stellar episode of Between Two Bunk Beds. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a great morning.
This is the world makeover. Mashiach will come take over. You ain't gotta be me or see what I see. All you gotta do is take a look forward. Lift up your eye to the sky. Spread out your hands. Say thank you, smile. Get them up, put them up, leave them up. Ha ha. Yep. Pump up the volume every day. Stand in place. Heart racing, no words to say. Pressure building, trying to hold my face. Mind drifting like not today. Wake up from everything. Break out your shell and scream. Ha, Shem, you're the king. Ha, Shem, you're the king. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. Hashem Melech, Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. I feel the cold in the rain. I wanna get up and leave. I wanna get up. Everything's always the same. I wanna get up and leave. Now we're standing here and the night's so clear, like the shine upon your crown. Yeah, we're up so high in the midnight sky, and we'll never come back down. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, our Father, King David's rock your honor. We give Allah the stronger, we clean you drop. The blessing, the bracha, success, hatzlacha. The world is yours, you offer it to whomever calls you. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. Hashem Melech, Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. Hashem Melech, Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Va'ed. Yeah. Wake up, my friend, we gone. We praising Hashem with all of ourselves. The Clipper is fighting, we know. We raging a war, we won't let him go. Even if the world don't turn, the fire will burn. The Aish Tamid, a korban, self-sacrifice. Yeah, put Aish on me, we clapping loud, screaming loud. We're gonna take the crown, bring it back straight to the king. Then we bow, Malchut complete. Yep. Pick up a mitzvah, lay down the hate. Olam haba, or Olam hazeh. The feeling is great when we can say, praise Hashem, His name is great. Here, and the night's so clear, like the shine upon your crown. Yeah, we're up so high in the midnight sky, and we'll never come back.
All right. Let's get into the overview of the day, the updates, what's going on here in Indoor World, at Indoor World, with Indoor World. Who knows? Thank you to everyone who participated in Color War yesterday. A huge shout out to Ada Dalit for their incredible efforts. You guys really made this Color War so special, maybe more special than previous years. You did an incredible job. It was so amazing to watch. Seriously, good work. Congratulations to the winners, Red and Black, Team Amsegula, and just overall, kol kavod to everyone. You did an amazing job. It was an awesome, epic, incredible Color War.
Absolutely.
We also wanted to say that we hope you all enjoyed the contents of your red or blue Color War bags in your village boxes. It's so fun to get another package opened. Color War might be over, but you can still scan the QR code and follow the clues to finish up the escape room. There's something at the end that might be useful to you later on, so we definitely recommend going through that. Just so you know, until now, you should have opened your paper takeout container chutz boxes, the Shabbat manila envelopes, the false bottom, and the Color War cloth bag. More package news is coming very soon this week, so stay tuned for that.
All right, that's exciting. We are reaching the end of the package saga, so stay tuned for more exciting clues and maybe start to figure out how you're going to try and open that lockbox. Today's daily challenges are coming soon. They'll be posted shortly on the Indoor World website, where you can then do them and earn more points. Today, we also have a regular day of chugim. Now the Color War is over. Things like Hamish Dish, Chug Pluga, and even Book Club and Beverage, which to me sounds like a lot of fun. Make sure to check out the Indoor World website for the schedule and all of your favorite Indoor World events for today. A reminder that tomorrow, Thursday, July 9th, is the fast of Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. There will be special programming in the morning at Sevet Shir from Rav Moshe Lichtenstein in the afternoon, and a lot more going on that is different from the regular schedule tomorrow. Check the Indoor World website for details and Zoom links as usual. That should be very, very nice. A little bit of a change to our day for Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. That'll be tomorrow on Thursday.
Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to sit down with someone who I've looked up to for a very long time. I have known him for 12 years now. He doesn't know, well, now he knows me. He didn't really know who I was, not surprising, because he interacts with a lot of campers and Sevet members. I would say every camper and almost all Sevet members every summer. Cowboy Dave agreed to do a short interview for us. Very excited to share that with you all. He's really, he's a figure in Camp Stone, I'd say.
He absolutely is. He is not only a figure, but I would say a character.
That's a better way of putting it.
In the narrative that is Camp Stone, he is one of the characters who make us special.
Absolutely. All right, here is Cowboy Dave. Hello, it's Aliza. I am here with none other than Cowboy Dave. You all know and love him from our Susim program here at camp. Cowboy Dave, it's nice to have you.
Good to be here.
So, other than running this horse program at Camp Stone, what else do you do?
Well, for a long time I worked as a dude wrangler, similar to what I do here for a place called Flying W Ranch, about an hour away from here, but I also enjoy doing massage therapy on people. That's what I started out doing, and then it kind of evolved into working on horses, doing chiropractic work on horses and massage, and I started doing them more, probably because they don't complain as much, maybe.
How do you know when a horse needs your treatment?
Well, he can't really tell me any other way than just they act different. They, if they're hurting, they might try to, well, they're a little stiffer in the way they walk, or they're a little not themselves. Sometimes they might want to get you off their back sometimes even, and they'll rub you against a tree. But usually it's pretty obvious, you know.
And then can you tell that they feel better afterwards?
Yeah, they'll start licking their lips, and you can tell anytime you make a horse feel better, he'll lick his lips. And then you look for that, really. If you pop them in the right place, or massage the right area, they'll just drop their head and just start breathing, start exhaling. And it makes you feel good when you make them feel good, too, make them feel better. But I enjoy that. Of course, I like making people feel better, too. But they're so wimpy. I don't know.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, and thank you for taking care of the horses here. I know that we're all excited to get back next summer and participate in Susim again.
Well, I'm glad too. We've made some new trails. We're ready for you, and I'm glad we got to see who we got to see this year. But boy, we missed everybody. We'll see them. See you soon.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Cowboy Dave. As always, so nice to hear from him. So nice to talk to him. He's really we're just lucky to have him here at camp. Let's move into the weather and traffic updates. Today, the weather is once again predicted to be ridiculously hot here in Sugar Grove with a high of 88. According to AccuWeather Real Feel, trademark, it will feel like 97.
Yikes.
So all of you listening from Sugar Grove, make sure to stay hydrated. There is no traffic because all of the car tires have melted.
In the news from Sugar Grove, all of the car tires have melted due to the insane temperatures outside.
And let's get into the mailbox. The mailbox is our favorite segment where we talk about what you'd like to talk about, and we share our own opinions also.
Indeed.
Yeah, there was no poll yesterday. We just had the like competition on Instagram between the two teams, which actually was pretty fantastic. I think they ended up with almost the same number of likes, so that was really cool.
Incredible.
The poll that we're asking for today that we will discuss either tomorrow or Friday is dining deck or chadarochel? That's a big question. I would plug for the dining deck for a second.
Okay.
We'll
let you plug.
I love being outside. I think it makes a huge difference. There's more airflow. You don't feel as squished and crowded. You really feel like you can breathe. You can walk around. I love looking out at the agam. I really enjoy that part of it. Overall, I'm just a huge fan of the dining deck. We've been spending a lot of time on the dining deck these past few weeks because for those of us who are here in Sugar Grove, we are not spending any time in closed, like not too much time in closed spaces indoors. So we're not doing anything in the chadarochel. We're doing everything on the dining deck. And that's been a really nice change of pace for me.
It has been really very, very nice. Something to consider, just to play devil's advocate here for a moment, with the chadarochel, is the dining deck is really a very new, untested creation, so to speak. It kind of just showed up, last summer out of the blue, and we started figuring things out, and it went pretty well. But the chadarochel is the classic. It's where we grew up in camp having meals. It's where all the history is, all the shlatim. There's something to be said for the chadarochel itself. Let us know what you think on our Instagram poll today at Indoor World 2020. Next up, we have our traditional Between Two Bunk Beds segment, and this one, this is unfinished business right here. A few days ago, I think at the end of last week, we had maybe the beginning of this week.
It's Mush Day, guys.
It's Mush Day. Everybody, get ready for Mush Day. It's here. Previously we had on Alex Fisher, sometimes known as Boogles, from the famous pairing of Biff Guy and Boogles. Today, we've got his other half, Biff Guy, Tal Urschler. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Between Two Bunk Beds. This one, I think we could say, is a bit of a part two. A few days ago, we had the esteemed Alex Fisher, sometimes known as Boogles. And now we have his counterpart, Biff Guy, Tal Urschler. Tal, thank you for joining us here on the show.
It's so great to be here. Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure to have you. Now, we've actually spoken outside the context of this show recently. And there's a bit of a intellectual dispute going on here. It was previously reported on this very show, on this very segment, between these very bunk beds, that your name, in reality, your legal name, is Tal Bert Urschler. That's what Boogles, Alex. That's what Boogles/Alex told us, and you're here to dispute that today, aren't you?
Yeah.
And so what do you have to say? Set the record straight. We claimed it was previously claimed by Alex that your name is Tal Bert Urschler, also known as Biff Guy. What would you write on your lease for your apartment with Alex? What name goes on that bottom line? And me. That's true.
Don't make people feel left out.
What's the name, Biff Guy?
So, but before we get to that, I'd just like to say
a prelude.
Yeah, I'd like to say a few things about Boogles.
Oh, please do.
So it was a sunny day in August in 2003.
Oh.
2003.
Do you remember this?
I remember this.
Okay.
All right, a flashback.
And I pulled into school to kindergarten for the first time.
You were driving.
Yeah. Well.
That's right.
My
Tal
parents
was so talented, he drove himself to kindergarten.
my parents dropped me off at what was then known as Akiva Hebrew Day School.
Okay.
Now
I'm
known
following
as
so
Farber.
far.
They dropped me off at kindergarten, and I didn't know anybody. And I remember meeting this boy by the name of Alex Fisher,
Oh,
and we became very good friends.
okay.
And a lot of years later,
Yeah.
15 years to be exact.
It's a lot of years.
It's a lot of years. 16 years.
That's even more years. 16
17
is-
years.
That's
17
even more
17
years.
That's
The
more
years
years.
are increasing before our
17
eyes.
years.
What year are we in?
We are in 2020. That is 17 years.
Okay.
17
Wow.
years later, we are still very, very good friends.
And
That's
will this
wonderful.
dispute over your name change that status of friendship?
Well,
Is that having been between you guys? Is that something that you're worried about?
So in the fall of 2015, 5 years ago, if my math is correct,
All right.
there started to become a dispute. There were rumors going around that I later figured out were started by Boogles that my name is Tal Bert Urschler. But as I'm showing Josh and Eliza, my driver's license, that is right here, my legal name is Tal Michael Urschler.
Can't be real.
Fascinating. Tal
got a fake
is admitted on recording to owning a fake driver's license. That was an interesting
does
move,
not
Tal.
seem
Okay.
right.
Not sure where that sits with our lawyers. We'll have to check in with them. But that's your claim. That's the Tal Michael Urschler claim.
Yes.
Where did the
Okay.
name Bert come from?
So it's
Were you named after someone?
Not Michael. My first name Tal is actually after my great grandmother on my mom's side, and her Yiddish name was Chalma, and my mom liked the name Tal, and they both started with a tet. So in a way, I'm named after her.
And where does the Bert come from?
The Bert, okay, Bert is my grandfather's name, and I don't really know where Boogles got that in his head that my middle name was Bert, but it just kind of happened.
But it does come from somewhere. There's historical evidence that your middle name could be Bert.
What's that evidence?
You just said your grandfather's name's Bert.
Yes, my grandfather's name is
So
Bert.
people traditionally at times are named after grandparents or great-grandparents. Why wouldn't your middle name be Bert? There's every logical reason that your middle name could be Tal Bert Urschler. I see no reason to
you're
I
looking
see
at-
no proof that it is.
You're looking at my driver's license.
Yes,
We
again.
already established this isn't a real driver. We've used our UV flashlight from our packages, and we've established this
Oh,
is a
and you
fake
can
driver's license.
you can see the letters MICH for Michigan to prove that it is a real driver's license.
Fake. I don't see them. Do you see them?
I do not see any letters M-I-C or H.
I do see BURT.
That's a really interesting spelling of Bert,
Yes,
actually.
not what I meant.
Well, Eliza has now misspelled the
Alex
word
was
that's
using-
right in front of her, which is legitimately spelled B-E-R-T.
BERT.
So,
I'm so
Bert
sorry.
Urschler.
I was
I'm-
distracted by the UV flashlight from our packages.
On this interview, we have bad math and bad spelling.
Yeah.
Well, we did
I
go all the
just
way
wanted
back
to
to
make you feel
kindergarten,
better.
so
Oh, okay, thank you.
on from the return to kindergarten, you know, we're playing it time appropriate. So this is
Right.
2003 versions of ourselves, and
Listen.
we'll go from there.
Unrelated. What was your high and low of the day?
My high and low of the day. That's a very good question.
Has anyone ever asked you that question before?
Yeah, you know, I've been working here at Camp Stone for 5 summers, and traditionally in the mornings we have lightning rounds, and that's sometimes
Not
a
like at
question.
night when you're going to sleep.
So as was pointed out on the interview with Boogles, we've been roommates for a year, and sometimes before we go to sleep, we give each other a high and low of the day.
So what was your high and low of today?
I haven't discussed with Alex yet, so,
Oh, so you
I
can't
don't
share
feel
it.
comfortable discussing with anybody else
He
before
gets
that.
he
look
gets
at that
first rights
loyalty.
on highs and
Yeah.
lows. All right, there you go. Loyalty to the end, despite a long-standing at this point, I would say, name dispute.
Yeah, there's a name dispute.
There's a name dispute.
But I think everybody has disputes with their friends.
Yes, but usually it's about something a little bit less fundamental than what the other guy's name is.
That's fair.
All right, but if it works for you, it works. The team of Biff Guy and Boogles is well renowned across the Machane Stone world and across Washington Heights. There's a lot to
And
be said.
Detroit.
And Detroit as well. Yes, of course. The
Have
origin
you ever
stories.
spent
so to
more than
speak.
a week apart?
No. Never.
Crazy statistic. In the
Good.
last 15, 16, 17 years, Tal and Alex have not spent more than 1 week apart. That's a pretty cool stat. Not sure where to go from here.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your side of the story. Obviously, you have a lot of thinking to do about whether or not you told the truth today. But we appreciate you coming in nonetheless and sharing with us. And maybe you'll come back to us after you talk to Alex with your high and low of today. And just thank you for coming.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Tal Bert Urschler.
Tal Michael Urschler.
It's been a pleasure. This has been another episode, part 2 of the Biff Guy and Boogle set of Between Two Bunk Beds.
All right. Always an honor to have other Indoor World personalities here on the show, and to complete the Biff Guy and Boogle set was definitely a highlight. So thank you, Tal Bert Urschler, spelled however you want to spell it, for coming in. Next up, we've got a guest segment. You know her, you love her. We've got Sarah Klein coming up with things she misses about camp, things she strangely misses about camp. This is definitely a good one. I totally relate to this one. So here's Sarah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me, Sarah Klein, talking about what I strangely miss about camp. So today, it's kind of a random one, which makes sense considering the theme of this little series is strange things I miss about camp. But this one is just one that, like, kind of suddenly came to me, where I was like, wow, that was really fun, and now I kind of miss it. And that is, wait for it, bum-ba-da-bum-bum-bum, packing for camp. I know, right? Like, who misses packing? Also, like, you know, if you've never packed for camp before, it might be like, okay, well, you know, you could just, like, pack a bag at any moment. But packing for camp is especially fun because it's like you're packing, like, a very low-scale, like, dorm room or something, or, like, whatever. Like, because you have to pack all of your clothes that you want to bring for the entire month. Also, you can bring, or I would always bring, like, all of these, like, organizing tools and, like, boxes and stuff to keep everything in. Like, me and my mom would label everything, and we would, like, go shopping for clothes and, like, just random stuff that I was like, I need this for the month. Okay, now we are going to speak to my dear friend, Shira. Is your last name Weisenfeld or Wiesenfeld?
It's Weisenfeld, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to ask you if you have anything that you just are like, don't go to camp unless you have this, or just like make sure you pack this.
I always make sure to pack white t-shirts like Hanes that I can tie-dye at camp, and also an extra pair of flip-flops because I always seem to lose mine. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people. So
I feel like I'd always lose my Shabbos shoes, and then I would just end up wearing, like, sneakers on the last Shabbos of camp.
I actually remember that.
Okay, well, thank you for your contribution to this.
Of course.
Okay, toodles.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, what a woman. Okay, well, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much once again for listening to me talk. As always, it has been an honor and a pleasure. Love you. Miss you. Bye. Mwah.
Thank you, Sarah. I have to say, I usually bring at least 3 pairs of flip-flops to camp and somehow end up coming home with only one flip-flop.
An individual flip-flop.
An individual.
Not a pair, is what you're saying.
No, definitely not. You'll never. I would come to camp, I'd have 3 different pairs of flip-flops. By week 2, I only have 2 flip-flops left, and they're both right foot, and they're each from a different set. So that's usually where we get.
It'd be hard to have 2 right feet from the same set. I'm not sure they make those.
Very solid point.
But your point is made.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the leaderboard updates for today. Wow, guys. Something unprecedented has happened. The individual league has become so awesome that the website can no longer contain it. It has burst out of the website and run away. I'm sure our website experts will be able to recapture the individual league soon. But for now, it has gone rogue. The individual league has just become that awesome. So keep submitting your challenges and your points. The Bunk League has stayed the same with Bunk Purple Bunkhouse, Burrito Blobfish, Vuvasaurs, Perry the Peacow, and Short Pigeon still on top. Tevet League has also remained the same, with David Bentor, Elisheba Green, and Shira Kornblau leading the way. The Family League has shifted slightly. The Smolensky family is in a solid first place, where formerly they were tied with the Kelman family, who now heads up second place, followed by the Graber, Piper, and Frankel families in 3, 4, and 5. Stay tuned for more leaderboard updates as we continue further on in Indoor World and get more and more amazing challenges.
שאני לעצמי ואתה לא איתי, מה אני כשאני בנפרד? כי אני יהודי לא הולך לבדי, רק איתך ידידי יד ביד. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, כאיש אחד בלב אחד, לא רוצה להיות לבד, רק לנצח שבט אחים גם יחד. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, כאיש אחד בלב אחד, לא רוצה להיות לבד, רק לנצח שבט אחים גם יחד. להיות משפחה זהו סוד השמחה, כי ביחד הכל טוב יותר. ואנחנו שרים כל ישראל חברים, על אף אחד לא נסכים לוותר. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, כאיש אחד בלב אחד, לא רוצה להיות לבד, רק לנצח שבט אחים גם יחד. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, כאיש אחד בלב אחד, לא רוצה להיות לבד, רק לנצח שבט אחים גם יחד. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, כאיש אחד בלב אחד, לא רוצה להיות לבד, רק לנצח שבט אחים גם יחד. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, כאיש אחד בלב אחד, לא רוצה להיות לבד, רק לנצח שבט אחים גם יחד. עם אחד שיר אחד בוא אחי ותן לי יד, ונוכל לשמוח ולרקוד יחד, אם נצליח לאהוב ונשיר הנה מה טוב, המשיח עוד יגיע בקרוב. עם אחד שיר אחד, עם אחד שיר
All right, that's it for today's episode of Boker Tov Sugar Grove. Thank you to Jackie Austin, Yael Engelhardt, and Moses Beebe for our fantastic intro and outro song. We'll be here every morning. Stay tuned for the plan for tomorrow. It might be a little different because of Shivat Arba Tammuz, but we'll be back for sure on Friday at 9:45 Eastern Time, streaming live on the website. You can also catch up on our past episodes on the Indoor World website, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you for joining us here on Boker Tov Sugar Grove. Now,
Turim to Indoor World.
The world can feel upside down. Camp will always be much more.